All right, continuing on with media availabilities, we are now joined by Denny Hamlin, driver of the number 11 FedEx Ground Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny, you're coming off a big win at the Daytona 500 last weekend. We just finished up here at Atlanta with our first practice session with the lower downforce rules package. Looked like you had a bit of a handful a couple times. Did you learn anything from that first session, and what's your outlook for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to it. Obviously, we have this change in the rules package that we've been pushing for quite a while. Yeah, it's going to take some time to get it figured out. We obviously struggled a little bit the first practice, but we'll go to work. And it's so early. I mean, I hadn't tested or run any car at any point from Homestead to right now on any kind of track other than Super Speedway. So trying to knock some rust off, and the team's trying to get acclimated as well. So it'll take a bit of a process. Not expecting it to happen overnight, but we got some direction to go to.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions. We'll start with Lee Spencer over on our left, and then go to Jeff Gluck.
Lee Spencer, motorsport.com. When you got loose out there, what was it? Just trying to figure out the limits of the new car, or what was going on there?
I tend to use probably a little bit more of the apron. Me and Kevin seem to use the apron a lot to make our cars go around the corner, and I felt like I'd got on the apron a little bit too much, and that just de-wedges the car a lot, and that's when it spun the car out. So I think it was just trying to kind of simulate a race simulation a little bit more. You don't like to practice down there a whole lot, but you race down there. So I was trying to get down there as soon as I could, and just lost it. But at the time we were kind of fighting the handling of our car anyway. So I think we that was like our 11th lap in a row of a run, and it's gonna be handfuls on Sunday for a lot of people.
All right, we'll go to Jeff, Bob, and Nate.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. You just came off a week of media and all these appearances. What was the best part? What was the worst part? And did you get any sleep?
Mm-hmm. I'll start from the back. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. I mean, I got a few hours here and there. I mean, gosh, maybe 24 hours total for the whole week, if I had to guess. It was fun. I mean, you're traveling a bunch of states all over the place, and I had some personal business in Texas that I had to attend to, and on Wednesday as well. So that just added to the travel. It was really cool. But I don't know. The coolest part probably wouldn't be what you think. I'm a huge fan of like that highly questionable with Dan Le Batard show. So I liked going on that. That was my favorite part. And the worst is just the mornings, the 5 a.m. Stuff. So for some people, 5 a.m.'s a normal day. For myself, not so much. So that was the struggle.
All right, we'll go to Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. When did you get to talk to Matt, or have you talked to Matt, and how did that conversation go?
My conversation with Matt was good. I talked to him the night of the 500. We chatted back and forth, and yeah, I think he knows where I stood on everything, and we definitely understand each other for sure. And I felt so bad for him, and I just want to let him know that it was bad for him, but he's still, I highly regard him as far as the guys that I look up to.
All right, we'll go to Nate and then Tucker.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Denny, as we've had a chance to kind of digest what all of your teammates are saying about the final lap of the Daytona 500, Kyle seemed a little bit miffed that you kind of beat him to that move. He wanted to go the outside. We heard Carl in here this morning say kind of a similar thing when he saw you rocket past. He kind of wished he had done that. Was the understanding just that everybody works together until that last lap, and then last lap for JGR and Truex, it was any move goes, do whatever you want?
I don't think it was set in stone what lap anybody was to go for the win for themselves, but I knew from my standpoint I had Carl, which is damaged behind me, And I knew there was a moment with about 3 to go. It was actually 2.5 laps to go. I had a huge run down the backstretch, and I got to Kyle, and I was thinking about making a move then, but I had, the outside line had not formed yet. So I knew if I pulled side by side with him with 2.5 to go, I was going to let the competition in. Right at that point, it was just a Toyota battle, and I knew allowing 2.5 laps, there was going to be somebody else that we were going to let in the race for the win if we didn't stay in line as long as possible. And so I felt like with 1 lap to go, I was comfortable enough with making a move and not ruining it for JGR and Toyota. I just felt like, look, if I controlled the outside line and they got 4 cars on the bottom, we got a pretty good shot. So it was, I think that none of us wanted to be the person to let other people back into the race, and so that's why we stayed in line probably as long as we did. Yeah, I think it was an understanding. We had talked about it for a while, days before and whatnot, to try to work together. And everyone has a plan to try to work together, but I think that we all executed that really, really well. The best I've seen anyway.
All right, we'll go to Tucker and then Claire B.
Tucker White, SpeedwayMedia.com. Denny, after your about to spin out well, I didn't really get to see the video from what I saw on Twitter. You about to spin on your car. So how do you go to respond to? How are you going to turn that into, say, a poll this evening?
It's a long shot, I would say. I mean, I think we were quite a bit off as far as the single lap speed was concerned, but this racetrack is one of the few, even no matter what rules package that you have, that you can make up a lot of ground if your car is good in race trim. So I don't think that we'll be a pole threat by any means. I would actually be very happy with making it to the final round. Is the way my first practice went.
All right, we'll go to Claire B. Lang.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. I talked with a lot of your team members, and there was something really big amongst them, that some of them had gone away to be on Carl's team, and they came back this year. And they said, we feel like we're home again. And this is really great because Denny talked on the radio before the race and said the A-team is back again. Pretty powerful, but can you talk about the guys that are now back part of your team and what that means to you and what's your team, how tight it is?
Yeah, they're probably just happy about getting free shoes again, if I had to guess. We're a tight group. I mean, a lot of these drivers with their team members are very tight, but I'd been working with that particular A-team for much of my career, and there's been a few pieces change here and there, but when we did this whole essentially team swap when I went to drive the 18 team and crew chief last year, that part of it sucked, was losing the guys that I'd been working with for so long, and they did a great job though. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we had a great year last year with that team, and but you still, you had the friendships and stuff that you had acquired over many years with the other guys, so I thought it was really cool for me to get back with them and win it for them, and so it was a total team effort, obviously, but to win it with those guys, especially that we had, of the 10 unsuccessful Daytona 500s that we had, 9 of them were unsuccessful with those guys. So it was good to, on the 10th try, to get it for them.
Final questions for Denny? All right, Denny, thanks for joining
All right,
us.
thank you.